The first Hogan vs. Lesnar match was set to headline SmackDown on August 8 in the first show in the brand's history to be taped on Sunday, with the talent and production crew already in Australia by the time the broadcast aired on Thursday night, while seeing the show facing bigger challenges on television than the one-week schedule change, with SmackDown set to be preempted for the night in the two biggest markets in the country due to baseball competition to all but guarantee it taking a significant hit on the night, with the local UPN in New York, which the company on Monday during Raw promoted the World Club in Times Square as the only place to watch the show in the area, airing a New York Jets game, while the LA network aired a San Francisco Giants game in the 8 to 10 p.m. time slot, kicking off with a Kurt Angle vs. Cena rematch going 8 minutes over the opening quarter, with the two markets set to air SmackDown on Saturday afternoon, with the full broadcast viewership only set to be known by next Monday, with the impact of the big market preemptions already felt from the first quarter, with the first 30 minutes of the show, which included the Angle vs. Cena match and post-match Angle to set up the six-man tag, along with back-to-back matches of Henry vs. Steven and Batista vs. Rikishi, averaging 3.3 million viewers in the third least watched half-hour in SmackDown history, only behind the first-hour viewership on July 4. Coming in bad timing during the build-up to one of the biggest events of the year, with the broadcast on the night set to be available in only 77% of the country compared to the usual figure of close to 90, building up the all-time great wrestling team of Angle, Benoit and Guerrero teaming up against Edge, Mysterio and Cena in the second top match of the night outside the Hogan-Lesnar main event, with the follow-up of the Australia tour controversy over Hogan's absence continued during the week, with a WWE representative in a press conference on Thursday responding to the major backlash in the country, with over 50,000 tickets sold, with Hogan one of the top two advertised names for the event, apologizing to the local crowd while saying that it would have been reckless for Hogan to make the near 20-hour flight with his current lower back injury. With Hogan, who is set to turn 49 next Sunday and in the past few months worked almost a full schedule, with him wrestling on television on a weekly basis for the first time in years, making his final appearance for the company for the foreseeable future at the Sunday TV taping to take several months off to heal before renegotiating a deal to return, with a Hogan vs. McMahon match planned for months originally for SummerSlam of this year before being moved to WrestleMania in 2003. With the Hogan vs. Lesnar match getting another twist midway through the first hour, with Hogan challenging Lesnar to put his SummerSlam title shot against Rock on the line, upping the stakes on the way to the main event with SmackDown after a near-record low opening, while not getting close to normal levels, at least starting to climb throughout the hour, with the second half picking up 400,000 viewers to 3.7 million viewers between 9:30 to 10 p.m. while the full hour with a 2.4 rating and 3.5 million viewers, making it the second lowest rated hour in the show's 3-year history. Outside of the Rock-Lesnar-Hunter three-way main event, the Global Warning Australia show is set to feature Edge vs. Jericho and Angle vs. Test as the other top matches, with the company targeting the tour in addition to the massive gate in the 60,000 people stadium, as a major revenue source for the quarter to offset some of the domestic business drops, with a WrestleMania-like fan axxess set for the days leading up to Saturday's pay-per-view, along with a charity dinner event tomorrow night with high ticket prices resembling a major local TV taping, with SmackDown opening the second hour with the promoted six-man tag match, seeing Angle, Benoit and Eddie against Edge, Mysterio and Cena going 10 minutes at the top of the hour, bumping the show for the first time on the night into more routine territory over the near-record low of the first 60 minutes, with the six-man tag jumping over 700,000 viewers to the second most watched segment of the night with over 4.4 million viewers, ending up in a rapid pace finishing sequence with the surprise result of Ray pinning Angle for the finish, setting up another first-time match for SummerSlam with Angle vs. Mysterio added to the pay-per-view. SmackDown's second hour on the back of the top of the hour jump for the six-man tag, and more significantly the big spike for the Hogan vs. Lesnar match coming up, increased to 4.4 million viewers, which, while still a near-record low total for the 9 to 10 p.m. hour, more in line with some of the recent opening audiences for the show under normal circumstances, with next week on the second of back-to-back TV tapings in Seattle targeted to rebound strong, with the show being back to air regularly across all major markets, along with Rock making his return after a week out, featuring another angle just before the main event with Stacy turning on Stephanie to lead to Eric Bischoff showing up in her office to take her documents. Hogan cut the final hype promo for the main event, setting him up as the underdog against Lesnar in what also ended up the closure of his comeback 2002 WWF run that surpassed all expectations to revive his career, with Hogan and Lesnar after a week of hype for the match making their entrances at 10:40 p.m. before the final commercial break to kick it off 14 minutes from the top of the hour, going 10 minutes with Lesnar dominating to set up the Hogan comebacks to big reactions, as the Thursday night viewership totaling less than 4 million viewers was the second lowest in show history, only behind the July 4th holiday night earlier in the year, with the complete numbers for the broadcast overall including the Saturday afternoon airings in the New York and LA markets reported days later, bringing it up to a 3 rating with over 4.4 million viewers due to lower than usual numbers for the out-of-date time slots on Saturday, with the one positive news coming out of the viewing pattern on the night being the Lesnar vs. Hogan match jumping big to peak way above any other segment on the show, gaining over a million viewers throughout the final quarter to over 5.2 million viewers overall watching during the Thursday airing without the preempted markets, seeing Hogan after the past several months of dealing with knee and back injuries while in a contractual dispute with McMahon due to him being critical over his WrestleMania payoff for the match against Rock, despite the event grossing record revenue and drawing the second biggest pay-per-view in history, being written off television for the rest of the year in memorable fashion by putting over Lesnar like perhaps nobody else in his career, doing a clean submission job for the finish and a massive elevation to Brock's status as a potential top-drawing player, boosting the hype for the Rock vs. Lesnar SummerSlam main event, with the build-up set to be heated up starting this Monday for the final stretch 13 days to the pay-per-view.